South Carolina hay gì á.
Đỏ là gạo mới đang sáng lên.
Chùm 64 luôn, độ phần trăm luôn, đóng.
Pennsylvania thắng luôn thấy chưa? 280, 231 đó.
Đó, bà cho nhà cho dân
đỏ luôn rồi chị, thấy không? BA bỏ luôn kìa, dân Pennsylvania.
Đi làm mới nhiều hơn chứ không phải dân ăn trộm nhiều hơn.
Wilkinson nè, Wilkinson ổng cũng thắng luôn. Rồi nó mới estimate hay là gì đó. Mấy cái sinh dư lợt á là chưa có kết quả.
Cái đậm nó mới có kết quả.
Có kết quả rồi là biết ai thắng ai thua rồi. Sinh dư lợt á của mình là bữa nay là Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan nè. Đó là mấy tiểu bang đó đó, đang đợi mấy tiểu bang đó kết quả 4 tiểu bang đó nữa là xong á.
So what we see out of Georgia at the moment is we're waiting for votes to come in. So you don't see any votes here yet, but as they come in, I'll tell you what we're going to watch very carefully. And that is going to be the Atlanta suburbs, the area around it, because all of those counties, fast-growing metropolitan area, this is a place where...
And Don really, by Stacey Abrams, said, you know, you got to give Georgia a shot.
Mới thấy thua mà thời như đây rồi. Rồi winner Indiana winner.
Lại quyền trong mà. Winner Indiana nè. Nó nào Win nó hiện lên thôi.
Cái nào để xong rồi nó
Win nó mát ở Win này đó. Hôm nay chưa xong đâu, phải chưa ngày mai mới có kết quả.
The fact that the map has toss-ups in North Carolina and Georgia.
nó khùng nó vô cho ông nội Biden.
Sao cái nè.
Nó gọi Biden là bị điên mà. Nó gọi tên Biden là nó tên là bị điên.
Is a part of the changing America. The more diverse America, the more highly educated America, and that's why there is one of the future American presidential candidates campaigns are fought in the South.
Và ông mình thấy cũng chung kìa. Nó mà go bên này là go nào chung á. Go nào là chung á. Đó, tụi ta xếp hàng bầu cử đó nghe.
The Pennsylvania Convention Center is a crucial location where a record number of mail-in ballots are being processed.
Đi mail trên rồi, ghen.
Well, good evening to you. Statewide, 2.5 million ballots have been logged into our CS News election night headquarters here at the crossroads of the country.
Quê đúng là giờ đông lắm á, giờ này là vắng nha, thường đông lắm mà.
In the West, and this is a big hour. The polls are about to be closed in half of the states across America, and that includes two that we are laser focused on this hour: Florida and Pennsylvania. They are at this hour.
Mấy cái ban xong mà mọi người bây giờ đang chớp coi ra rồi. Sắp xong á, sắp xong rồi sắp xong á. Bây giờ nhà 7 giờ đóng cửa rồi. Ok rồi, Oklahoma ăn rồi. Khuya lên. Cái đàn hông to nữa.
Đi ăn kìa, đi ăn kìa. Rồi lâu quay ăn kìa.
Massachusetts luôn. Bây giờ nó 3-1 đúng rồi, nãy 3-1 ba lần 3 ông với 1 rồi.
Maryland, New Jersey, Connecticut, Illinois, Rhode Island, New Hampshire and Maine are all leaning toward Biden.
Biden luôn á, đón Biden luôn á.
Cái bang đó là cái bang chủ.
Chung 18, Biden 20 kìa. Thấy không, ghi những người trong 18 Biden 20.
Absolutely. The Biden team calls Pennsylvania the cornerstone of their path to 270, one that solidifies their ability to win this contest. They have other ways to do it without Pennsylvania, but believe that is the best shot. Florida, if Biden is able to pull it off, and that is questionable as we see data continue to come in, would be the capstone, the one that completely makes it impossible. impossible for the president to win. So that's why you see so much attention by the former vice president focused on Pennsylvania, especially since the weekend.
And as we've seen both of the candidates in Pennsylvania so often, but just a reminder, Pennsylvania is one of those states, including those in the upper Midwest, that said, wait, we're not going to count those absentee ballots until today. And so it could be a state, according to their own Secretary of State, we may not have the full results until later this week.
That's right. So Pennsylvania has the slow counting system for what comes in early, but unlike Georgia, Florida, and North Carolina, which have a lot of early votes, they don't have a lot of early votes. It's a lot of in-day voting in Pennsylvania, so it's going to be a long time in Pennsylvania. But just because we're all obsessed with Florida, because it's the route to the president has to win Florida.
Yeah.
We're going to be getting votes that Ryan Scribbs was talking about in that western panhandle part of Florida where the president's very strong.
And speaking about Florida, I always point out that President Trump has to win. Major Garrett has some new information from the exit polls. Major?
That's right, Noreen team. And the reason we do exit polls this way is we don't report state-specific exit polls until the polls are closed. That's why we've been holding back. I know you've been energetic over there. Where's the Florida data, Major? I've got it for you now. 2 demographic groups to come. Seniors and Latinos. Let's start with seniors, meaning voters over the age 65. Here's what it was in 2016. Donald Trump carried that, as you can see, by 17 points. What is going on in this election with voters over age 65? Trump 52, Biden 47. That is a 17-point margin in 2016, shrinking to a 5-point margin in 2020 among those voters. Now let's look at Latinos. Again, I'll start with 2016. Latino voters, Hillary Clinton 62, Donald Trump 35. What does a Latino vote look like now? Joe Biden 53, Donald Trump 45. So, Donald Trump is performing a little bit better with Latino voters.
Họ đang đó ủng hộ lắm mà sao kỳ này.
During this election 2020 for Latino voters, about the same as it was in 2016, but it is larger among those age 65 and older. How much larger? Good question. 31% this time, 26% in 2016.
And so that means what about those older Latinos?
No, so older voters and Latinos.
Right.
So Latinos about the same size composition, 18% in both years, 18, 19%, 2016, 2020. But the senior vote is larger, 31% this time versus 26% in 2016. And Joe Biden is doing better than Hillary Clinton did with that particular demographic.
And the economy, one of the messages resonating with seniors in Florida.
Kênh thích cười gì cho măng cho nó kỳ ra.
Isn't COVID resonating?
Chở kỳ ăn nữa.
My family, I'll say for the people of my age group, maybe they're not don't live in Florida, but somewhere else.
Major, I can't go see my grandchildren, the seniors are saying.
Besides that,
It's been a problem.
that's the dynamic to keep an eye on in Florida.
If Joe Biden wants to win the White House, he's got to pull off some of those Sunbelt states that we have been talking about where the Latino vote is strong. We want to bring in CBS News contributor Maria Elena Salinas. She's widely recognized as the voice of Hispanic America.
You can say I'm
Maria?
And then much not, why is the president doing better with Latinos in Florida?
Colombia luôn. Colombia luôn.
As Major just said, the president's law and order and anti-socialist messages appear to be resonating.
Sao cái nào cũng lên lại kìa.
And also for voters who come
Hồi nãy Trung ăn giờ Trung thua lại nữa.
Biden is doing better with Puerto Ricans. That is the second largest Latino voting bloc in the state. CBS News exit polls show that there's support by 40 percentage points. Tens of thousands of Puerto Ricans, as we know, moved to Florida after Hurricane Maria, and many of them were just unhappy with the federal government's response. What we have to watch in Florida is the I-4 corridor that includes Tampa and Orlando. There's a large number of Boricuas there. But Latino vote all over the country tonight. This year, 32 million Latinos are eligible to vote. We'll be watching the Latino vote, the Latino youth vote in particular. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. A Latino turns voting age every 30 seconds in this country. That means that about 800,000 to 1 million Latinos are added to the voting pool each year, while 2 million baby boomers die. So we're going to keep a close eye to these battleground states that may be tipped by this demographic, by Latinos. One is Florida, of course.
Quan trọng mấy cái tiểu bang đó lớn, Arizona, mấy triệu lính từ triệu người đó đúng không? Tính ra cái đầu phiếu nữa.
Let's see if Joe Biden was
Nhiều
successful
tiểu
in
bang đó
getting them
nó
out to vote.
ít dân quá. Nhiều lắm.
Maria Elena, great to be with you tonight. We've heard the president for almost 4 years talk about how Joe Biden and Democrats would enact socialist policies in this country. To a lot of Americans, that kind of goes over their head. But remind us why that resonates so much in South Florida and why it could be affecting Biden's chances tonight.
Well, you know, that has been a message throughout with Cuban Americans. It has resonated with Cuban Americans. But this time the message was much stronger. There was a lot of disinformation in radio stations in Miami, in Spanish language media there.
Hôm nay
And
dễ là
they really
26
scared
20.
people.
Sao
And
giống
socialism,
đây
and
Facebook gì nào
especially
nó
now
đăng thứ bảy
Venezuela,
ghê vậy?
Venezuela's only 2% of the vote that
Wow.
Latino vote. However, they are coming out in lesser numbers. So it really is the turnout that is being affected. You also have Central Americans, you also have Colombians. So that's why it's resonating so much. Another reason, besides the anti-socialism message, is the violence. A lot of people fear the violence. The law and order is also a huge issue for them.
Marilyn, as we continue to track the Latino vote, thank you. CBS News can project that President Trump has won the state of Kentucky. Another call as he puts some more electoral votes on the board. Not a surprise there. And we're checking with what's going on in that Senate race in Kentucky. A big one in a moment because, of course, the Senate Majority Leader also on the ballot. Coming up, we'll check in with Manuel Bojorquez, who's in Florida. Latest on the vote there. You're watching CBS News 2020. America Decides.
Ngày hôm nay nó đề là 4 tháng 8 rồi đó.
4 tháng 8 rồi kìa lên nè.
Hả?